The last video, we talked about transferring power from the ground and bringing it, in this particular case, to the fist. We're going to continue on that theme. Just to review, we get our ground, right? We get our stance and get really firm ground balance and connection to the ground. We use our body posture in order to align our bodies gravitationally to our center. A nice visual is a rod going from the top of your head here, down through your spine, out through your tailbone, and then in between your heels. This stance we call King Ima. And then we have these postures that we use with the upper body. Bansao, Tansao, Fuksao. There's also one that I introduced from the previous video, which is Jikchang or Saokyun, which is the hand, right? So we're going to continue to use the hand, although this could be the elbow, it could be the wrist, it could be the forearm, it could be the blade of the arm, right? But we're going to focus with this concept, again, continuing with the concept of bringing the energy from the ground to our fist. Now, the last time we used a sandbag. Now, we can't always have a sandbag, and this is somewhat of a different type of exercise. You might almost consider this, what I'm about to show you, a Qigong exercise. Now, when we talk Qigong, we're talking about building energy, building strength, plain and simple. So, but we're using isodynamic, isokinetic strength exercise, which I talked about on the very first videos, right? So we're using this very old, if you want to really understand it, you can look it up, isodynamic tension. Dynamic tension, it's another one you can look up, and isokinetic tension. Now, instead of using a sandbag this time where we physically have something to sort of focus on and deliver the energy, we're now going to build the connectivity. That might be a good title for this subject, is building connectivity, because that's what's really going to help you to successfully get the energy from the ground out to your fist. Now, why would you want to do that? You want to do that because your body alone can't generate enough power. But if you use the ground underneath you and balance yourself and sort of be connected to the ground and delivering that with the ground plus yourself, now you really have something there. Now, Wing Chun isn't the only art that does this. All art forms that work really well, when they work really well, they're doing this, right? Which is in a split-second point in time, perhaps, where you might not see it. It might not be so obvious this was a Tansao, Fuksao, whatever. But there's a point in time where that structure and all the stars are in alignment, and you get that effortless knockout. And that comes from structure. You don't need a lot of strength. That's why a lot of boxing matches are disputed, because when the boxer gets in that perfect structure and then pops the guy with a little rabbit punch and just knocks him out cold. And people go, oh, boo, the fight was fixed. Right? It looks like that because there's so little effort put in. That's perfect Wing Chun right there. But they don't call it Wing Chun. It's been around forever. So we have Wing Chun, and Wing Chun has codified all these beautiful little techniques that are pretty much standard in all martial arts. If you look at, typically at the higher level of that particular martial art. Let's do the Qigong exercise. This will probably be within this introduction to Wing Chun. I think this is our first Qigong exercise I'm showing. So, all right, we're going to get into our stance. Before we do the stance, we're going to breathe. So, with the breathing, we're going to have a 3-second in and, 8-second in and 8-second out. And while we're doing the exercise, all the breathing will be done through the nose. All right, let's start. First breath in through the nose. Out. Third breath is if you're picking up 2 weights, bring them up to your side, bending the knees, throwing the weights out front, heel, toe, heel. Now we're doing rotation, heel, sao. Now, in this position, left fist, bring it to your heart. Now, here's the concept. Same concept we were working with yesterday, except we're not punching anything. We're just slowly bringing that energy from the ground to our fist and then extending. So we're making those connections that we're talking about. Bring it back. Now keep it nice and solid, nice and strong. Try to find the weak areas within your structure and try to focus on making them stronger just through the dynamic tension. Now the right side. Again, pause right here with the fist to the sternum. Adjust your stance so you feel like you're really grounded right now. Think of what you're trying to do here. You're trying to get the ground and extend it out to your fist. Now it's in your fist. You're connected, right? Connectivity from the ground to the fist, and then we extend and maintain that connectivity. So we're really, by doing it slow, hardwiring that connectivity. Yeah? Good. And same thing, slow, back in, strong. You might notice one arm is stronger than the other. Good. Again, left side. What you're doing, grabbing the ground, extending it to your fist, and trying to keep that solid connection all the way through. Now we're using what's called a vertical fist. So your fist is in a vertical position. So not horizontal, vertical. Then bring it back. Keep grounded. Everything should stay nice and solid. You should feel very, what they say, grounded. What is grounding? Grounding is just being balanced. It's not a mystical sort of thing, right? It's just being balanced in a standing position. Again, the ground to the hand and extend. Keep everything solid. Good. Maintain that compression and that tension and slowly bring it back. Feel if there's any weak areas. All right, Johan, keep doing this exercise as I speak. As I talk. That's what I wanted to show you guys today. Now, you can do this for as long as you want. You know, you can do this for 20 minutes and really get an amazing workout. And all you're doing is just compressing, grabbing the ground, and then trying to translate that solidity of the ground to your fist. And if you don't have a lot of time, you could just do 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of these, right? But if you really want to get good at it, do at least 5 to 8 minutes of it, right, per session. At least 5 to 8 minutes. Right? And if you really want to do some intense training, then you can do this for a whole 10, 20 minutes even. Right? 10 minutes is pretty intense of this even. Right? Because you're really giving it everything you got. Yeah, you're not just putting your fist out there and relaxing. You're really compressing and squeezing all of your muscles and aligning your structure nice and strong. Right? So everything stays connected from the ground out to the fist or the elbow or the forearm or what have you. All right. We'll see you next lesson, and be sure to subscribe, right? Yeah,
yes,
always
please.
Remember that.
Subscribe.
Yeah, help us out here.
Please.
Subscribe so we can get our URL, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments, and click the notifications to be notified